I've got all my checkering done. It's taken quite a while on this stock. For some reason this thing is just taking me a lot longer than normal, but that's okay. The main thing is it's done to the best of my ability. This finish has been drying for weeks now, and I'm buffing it down because high gloss plasticky finishes just don't sit well with me unless the customer asks for them. Like a browning finish. Browning finishes are plastic coated, and they look okay on brownings, I guess, because browning has developed that attitude that just dictates that's a browning finish, that's a browning gun. It needs to have a shiny high gloss finish. They look good on brownings. Brownings just look good. But this is an old gun, and it needs to look like an old gun that has been taken care of by somebody that really cared for 100 and something years. And that's the way they look the best. A gun that's been oiled and cleaned and rubbed down a million times. And so this paper that I'm using is 3200 grit. And it's kind of worn out at that, so it don't tell what it really is. But it just buffs off that shiny high gloss, and it leaves a really nice hand rubbed effect. Now you do need to let your finish dry, really cure out well. For I've heard 5 or 6 days will do it. It might do it in less time than that, I guess, if the temperature and the conditions were right. This has been drying for several weeks because this is the last thing that I checkered. I did all my checkering on the forearm first, which is kind of backwards for me. I don't know why I did that. This is actually rubbed it just a little bit, but probably not right in here. This is just the sprayed finish, and this is the buffed finish. See how that's kind of hazy looking? Alright, when I put wax on this, carnauba wax, it's gonna take that haziness out, and it's gonna end up with the look that I want. And then I'm gonna put some checkering oil in the checkering itself, and it provides a good waterproof, clear, very thin. It's about as thick as water, that finish I use. It's made by Denbart also. And you can put a couple of coats of that checkered finish in there, and it seals it really well. The wax that I use is actually a car wax. It's made by Blue Coral. You can find this stuff at AutoZone or wherever. Anything that's got carnauba oil in it, carnauba wax, is really a good thing for stocks. It doesn't yellow. Johnson's paste wax is okay initially, but after you put it on a while and after it sits a while, it'll start to yellow out, and it really I don't like the look of it. I use it on my tools around here. Johnson's paste wax is good for cast iron table saw tops and shaper beds and things like that, but I don't care for it on wood. I've got finer paper than this, but it'll actually leave it too glossy. I think the 3200 to about 4000 is about my most desirable finish. Ain't that about as cute as a bug? That thing's going to look completely change of personality when I put that checkering oil in it. It's kind of hard to sand on something like this because all you got to sand is these little ribbons. There's a lot of little teeny tiny places to get into. If you want to put your checkering oil in before you wax it. If you get wax down in this raw wood, it will it'll keep the oil from bonding. You want that oil to bond in brand new raw wood. Clean, Clean raw wood. Now this checkering oil, if it gets on the finish, and it will, doesn't hurt a thing. You just buff it, wipe it off. Matter of fact, I have used checkering oil all over the whole stock and just buff it, and it just turns out a beautiful, beautiful, what's called a London finish. It's a low sheen. All right, I don't know if you can tell the difference. You can if you hold it in your hand. That's the side that I haven't buffed. That's the inside. I'm going to put a couple of little accent lines down the middle of that ridge. This is the side that I have buffed and put checkering oil on here and the checkering, and then buffed it off. I don't know if you can tell the difference in that, but that is the difference. If you feel it, look at it up close, not on a camera, you can tell. You can tell the difference in the real high gloss plastic and this a little bit toned down but super slick. That paper, that 3200 grit paper, rubbed consistently and for a pretty good while, but not hard, makes it just about as slick as a baby's butt. Putting this stuff in just checkering, I use a little brush. If I'm going to put it all over the stock, I just rub it on with my fingers. But I'm going to coat the inside of this checkering really well first. You want to coat it and let it soak in. You want to rub this in. Let the friction from your hands, not dry it, but just get it a little bit kind of tacky. And then you start buffing it off with a cotton cloth. What do you think? I like it.